Now let's go to breaking news in the D.C. primary elections. The results are in. D.C. voters just decided in a bunch of big races, including the Democratic nomination for mayor. The Associated Press has named Mayor Muriel Bowser the winner. She is seeking a third term in office. Now, council members Robert White and Trayon White challenged her, along with D.C. businessman James Butler.
For the third time, I stand before you humbled and grateful that you have chosen me to be your Democratic nominee.
We've got team coverage on tonight's results. Larry Miller is with Robert White's campaign, but I want to start with Delia Gonzalez at Mayor Bowser's watch party. And clearly, D, the mayor is very, very happy right now.
That's right. You heard it there. A very jubilant Mayor Bowser speaking to a crowd of very happy supporters just about a half an hour ago, saying she walks in the footsteps of the great late Marion Barry, who told her it takes courage to run for mayor. We all know that Marion Barry served as mayor of the city for 4 terms, and now Muriel Bowser, the 49-year-old single mother, now moves on to the general election, seeking her 3rd term as mayor of her hometown. She says she is brave enough to move the city forward post-pandemic, to work on schools, housing, issues of crime, and health care in all 8 wards. Let's take a listen.
Just in the past 2, we had to take on Donald Trump, deal with COVID, handle a racial reckoning, and commit our city to racial justice. We've committed more money and built more housing than any mayor in the United States of America. We've decreased family homelessness by 78%, and we're going to build a state-of-the-art hospital in Ward 8.
Now, while we can tell you that council member at large Robert White, her challenger, took Ward 1, the mayor won the remainder 7 wards, including Ward 8. And of course, we know that is the ward represented by her challenger, Trayon White, who is a council member of Ward 8. He was here tonight. We haven't seen him, but she did address him as she was making her remarks, offering his support. Now we know that Robert White called her as well and says he looks forward to moving forward with her and working together starting tomorrow. Back to you, Zoe.
Yeah, a lot of celebrating tonight. Also, a lot of work to be done. Delia Gonzalez, thank you. Now I want to bring in our Larry Miller, who's at Robert White's watch party, the mayor's top challenger. And Larry, we know that Robert White spoke to you moments after the race was called. What was he saying?
You know, Lorenzo, he said for him, it's about the future now, making sure that the things that Mayor Bowser says that she wants to do to help move the city forward, that she works with the council to get those things done to protect all of DC's residents.
For the folks who know me, y'all know this ain't the first time I've fallen down. But I ain't never stayed down. Because I'm here for this fight.
A bitter ending to what was a competitive race for D.C. council member at large Robert White, challenging Mayor Bowser to be D.C.'s next mayor. The husband, father, and native Washingtonian laying out a plan to address crime and affordable housing, major issues top of mind for D.C. residents.
First and foremost, I congratulate Mayor Bowser on her win. I look forward to working with her. What I've seen is tens of thousands of people across this city who believed for the first time in a long time, who felt hope about what we can do as a city.
As for what's next, he plans to continue working in his current capacity as a councilman at large, drafting policy that will support residents in all of DC's 8 wards.
That even though this election didn't turn out the way that we had hoped, we changed the city, and the work that we spoke about is still in front of us. So let's keep working, and let's change our city. Thank you so much. I
love you. Well, the councilman and the mayor get back to work tomorrow. There's been a lot of speculation here tonight about what that future will look like for Robert White. I asked the question head on whether or not he had any intentions of running for the mayoral office yet again. You may remember he ran for office back in 2014, lost, but then won in 2016 to become DC's council member at large. I asked him squarely whether or not he plans on running again for mayor. He wouldn't comment on that, only saying that he is not done and he is in the fight for the long term. Lorenzo?
Robert White campaign, thank you so much. Let's update you now on some other D.C. races, starting with the Democratic nomination for the at-large council seat. Incumbent Anita Bonds is in the lead there, you can see, with 38% of the vote. Now into Ward 1 council member, incumbent Brianna Nadeau is currently leading with 47% of the vote there. And the Democratic nomination for council member in Ward 3 to replace Mary Che, Matthew Fruman, is currently in the lead with 38%. Now into Ward 5 council member in the race to replace Kenya McDuffie, Zachary Parker is leading right now with 42% of the vote. And now the Democratic nomination for Attorney General to replace outgoing AG Carl Racine. Brian Schwab there has the most amount of votes with 46%. And the race for D.C.'s House of Representatives seat, longtime incumbent Eleanor Holmes Norton is leading over her two opponents with 56%. And you know, it's not just D.C. Virginia also decides tonight. Voters made their picks in several competitive congressional races across the Commonwealth. Adam Longo is keeping a close eye on those results for us tonight. Hey, Ads.
So the key races have been called, Zoe. We're going to begin in Virginia's 7th District, okay? It stretches from Dale City down to Spotsylvania. Former Prince William County Sheriff's Deputy Yesli Vega winning the Republican nomination. She will go up against Democratic incumbent Abigail Spanberger in November. Now, the district that they were all running for here is a district that Joe Biden won by 7 points. Republicans very confident that this district could flip from blue to red. Now, Vega and the other top vote getters here, Derek Anderson and Bryce Reeves, they went all in to rally the conservative base. Vega came in with endorsements from Ted Cruz and Ginny Thomas. This one is sure to get a lot of national attention, as will this race. Virginia's 2nd District, covering Virginia Beach. Republican Jen Kiggans is the winner here. She's going to face Democratic incumbent Elaine Luria, who's a member of the January 6th Commission. Now, Kiggans is a former Navy pilot, Luria a former Navy commander. Now, this district, this is key, Joe Biden won by only 2 percentage points in 2020, so another possible pickup here for the GOP in November. Kiggans winning over the self-proclaimed MAGA candidate, Jerome Bell. And here's one more seat that the GOP has its eyes on, although in a district that Biden won by 38 points in 2020. Terry Namkung has won the Republican primary in Virginia's 3rd congressional district. That's down south, including Norfolk and Hampton Roads. Namkung defeating Ted Enquist. He will face Democratic incumbent Bobby Scott, who's been in office since 1993 and is the chair of the House Education and Labor Committee. To Virginia's 6th congressional district. This includes Winchester and Front Royal. Republican incumbent Ben Cline has defeated Merritt Hale in the GOP primary. He'll be seeking a 3rd term in November in a district that Trump won by 22 points in 2020. And finally to District 8. That's Arlington, Alexandria, and McLean. Incumbent Don Beyer will continue his quest for a 5th term. He'll face Karina Lipsman in the general election in a district that Joe Biden won by 55 points 2 years ago. So, Lorenzo, fortunately, no key races here lingering into the morning, and we've got 2 GOP winners, one from the northern I-95 corridor, the other from Virginia Beach, who are going to be key to the Republican Party's hopes of trying to win back the House in November.
Yeah, vote is pretty decisive.
Yeah.
Adam, thank you.